What's up, everyone? Today we got a guy who carries his hood in his heart. Straight out of Los Santos, Carl Johnson, the one and only CJ. Welcome, brother.
Appreciate the invite, man. Feels good to be here, chopping it up.
I want to start talking about something that, for anyone who knows you, has always been your foundation. Family. When you came back to Los Santos after years away, what was the hardest shock you felt?
Man, it was seeing that the family I left behind wasn't the same anymore. My mom's death tore everything apart. Sweet was full of anger, Kendall trying to hold it down. It felt like everybody had lost hope, you know?
Did you feel guilty for leaving? Like, did that weight hit you?
Big time! I spent years trying to convince myself I did the right thing, that leaving Los Santos was surviving, but when I came back, it felt like I abandoned them. Especially Sweet. He never really forgave me, you know that.
It's tough, right? Like, sometimes we leave trying to save ourselves, but the ones who stay think we turned our backs.
Exactly. And in the end, I don't even know if I survived for real. I came back to the same hell, just with more scars on my soul.
Man, that's deep. Do you think if you had stayed in Los Santos, things would have been different? Like, your mom might still be alive?
I ask myself that every day, man. But then I remember, in Los Santos, even the ones doing right die early. It was just a matter of time. It wasn't about being there or not. It was the whole system that was set up to crush us.
Yeah, Los Santos didn't forgive nobody. And what about Sweet, man? How's your relationship with him nowadays?
Sweet is my blood, you know? Always will be. But I'll be real with you. Our relationship was never 100% the same after that. When I came back to Los Santos, he was carrying Grove Street on his back, while I was out in Liberty trying to make a living. And in his mind, I had abandoned everything. You can imagine, right? Watching your mama get killed, your gang fall apart, your homies get sent to the grave, all while your brother's miles away, not even showing his face. He held a lot of resentment, man. Even after I came back, even after we took the hood back, even after I saved his ass more than once, you could still feel that weight in his words. Like, yeah, you're here now, but where were you when we needed you? It's not the kind of thing that just goes away. It stays there stuck between us even if we don't talk about it. These days, we respect each other. We love each other. But there's a space between us, you know? We don't chop it up every day. It's more like, if you need me, I'm here. I think that's as close as we can get after everything that went down. That's family, man. Sometimes the love is big, but so is the pain.
Damn, bro. That's heavy to hear. Sometimes we think love alone is enough to hold a bond together, but some wounds never really heal, right? Now, since you brought up pain, man, it's impossible not to think about the guys who turned their backs on you. Big Smoke, Ryder. How was it for you to find out that the people who were by your side since you were a kid were the ones stabbing you in the back?
Man, even today, if I stop to think about it, it still ties my chest in a knot. Big Smoke was my brother, dude. Like, not by blood, but by life. He was the guy who shared the little we had. And Ryder, man, that kid grew up with me, fought by my side, starved with me. When I started noticing things were off, like weird decisions, people disappearing, I didn't want to believe it. I kept lying to myself, thinking maybe it was just the war messing with everyone's head. But then, man, when it finally hit me that they had flipped to the Ballas' side, that they sold their souls for money and power, it felt like losing a piece of myself. It wasn't just betrayal, bro. It was like burying someone alive. When the streets betray you, fine. That's the jungle. But when it's someone who grew up in your house, ate at your table, dreamed the same dreams you did, you just don't see it coming. And what hurts the most is knowing they chose that life. Nobody forced them.
Like, they had a choice, right, man? It wasn't about survival. It was about greed. Hearing everything you've been through, it's impossible not to wonder, how did you not lose your mind? I mean, you lost friends, got betrayed, were used by the police, even had to fight your own blood sometimes. If you could go back, CJ, would you do anything differently?
That's a tough question, man. 'Cause for a long time, I really thought the answer was yes. Like, if I had stayed in Los Santos, if I had stayed closer to Sweet, if I had seen through Smoke earlier, maybe a lot of that shit wouldn't have happened. Maybe my mom would still be alive. Maybe the gang wouldn't have fallen apart. But over time, I learned something. It ain't about changing the past. It's about learning not to repeat it. I ain't no hero. I messed up bad too. But I made it through, and now I get to speak. I get to show the kids growing up in the same jungle I came from that there's another way. If I changed everything, maybe I wouldn't even be this guy right here. I had to walk through hell to understand the value of peace. I had to see the worst in people, to choose to become something better.
I feel you, CJ. Some people think being strong is all about pulling the trigger, taking control, shutting others down. But sometimes being strong is simply not becoming the same monster that hurt you.
Exactly, man. I grew up hearing that a real man was the one who didn't take disrespect, who pulled the trigger. But now I see that a real man is the one who holds it down without losing his soul.
But hey, CJ, since we've been talking about trauma, war, survival, let me ask you something a bit lighter now. Something I bet people wouldn't even imagine. When you weren't caught up in chaos, running from the cops, or dealing with gang drama, what did you actually enjoy doing? Like, did you have any time just for yourself?
Man, can you believe I always liked riding my bike around? Those little trips down the boardwalk near the beach, that was like therapy for me. Sometimes I just wanted to hear the wheels spinning and forget that Los Santos was a war zone. And there were days I'd go full crazy and fly a plane, for real. After I learned how, it felt like pure freedom. From up there, everything looked smaller, even the problems. And when the weather was good, I'd hit some street races up in the mountains. The adrenaline was wild, but at least nobody was trying to kill you, just pass you.
Damn, CJ, a pilot? No one saw that coming. And what about food? Did you have a favorite meal? Or was it just fast food all day long?
Man, let me tell you, after a heavy shootout, nothing hit the spot like a stop at Cluckin' Bell. That fried chicken with fries, it was my reward for making it through the day alive. But yo, anyone who knows me knows I was all about that home-cooked meal, the kind my mom used to make. After she was gone, nothing ever came close. I didn't even try to replicate it.
If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to In the Talk, leave a like, and let us know in the comments who you'd like to see in the next episodes.